Hey guys, Sid's here. Welcome to yet another interview in the Hall of Fame. Here I have somebody who I've known for many years, somebody who's a genius at what he does, but it took him a lot of time to actually come and manifest it into, in terms of money into his life. Like I've known Vivek for a long time. He is great at what he does. He's a great marketer. He comes with a lot of experience in the online marketing world. I think it's more than 3 to 4 years that I've been looking at what he's been doing, and he's been reaching out to me. And I'm so proud that today Vivek messages me saying that Sid, in the last 30 days, he was able to achieve 9,82,425 rupees by launching his online product. So Vivek, first of all, congratulations on breaking through.
Thank you, Siddharth. Feels really good to be here and hearing these words from you.
Same here, man. I've been waiting for you to hit this Hall of Fame. So tell us about that journey, Vivek. How long have you been in this online space? And how long were you in the grind before you came into these kind of results?
Okay, so like 2018, I quit my job, and that is when I started with my marketing agency. I was doing email marketing work, like you already know. I was working with Ankur, and you gave me a few assignments, and so email marketing was there. Then I thought that okay, like some cash flow had started to build, and I was tripled my income compared to my job. So after that, I got into coaching, and I was following a certain people. I was selling like marketing and sales coaching worth 30,000-40,000 rupees. And then a couple of clients came, and then woof, it just went down. So I again went back to email marketing. And, and then again, after a few months, I got into the freedom business model, properly. So that's when I ended up getting into the franchise, and the time was around like May 2019.
Okay.
Yes.
Just like a year back. Yes.
Yeah. So a year back. And so I started, and my product then was marketing, how can coaches be better marketers, and systems and everything. And I was like applying the freedom business model. And that was the grind phase, because initially a little bit of success came. Technically, I became qualified for the Hall of Fame because of the 3 lakhs criteria. It didn't feel like that I had done something, because like 3-4 months later, I was again like it was a whole spiral downward, and I didn't understand why. And after that, I again started with again went back to marketing agencies. So again doing email marketing again. This time Facebook ads for a couple of clients. And that went very well. So, Facebook ads, I became like really confident, scaling to 1,000, 2,000 leads per day. And those numbers were, eventually I was getting to those numbers for clients, not for me. And after that, I thought that, okay, this is still a good cash flow agency wise, but it's still, it's an expensive job, but it's still a job.
Yeah.
So, and that is the time I was looking at like passive income and all these things. So at that time, my belief had become that, okay, the freedom business model, it's not for me. Okay. And that was the time I started following a few other gurus from the US. And I was like, okay, I'll make passive money just by writing 1 email a day. That's the business model. So the niche I thought is going to be like personal development, law of attraction, because I'm passionate about it. So I thought that, okay, if I'm selling affiliate products, let's build a cash flow. So I thought I'll build 1,000 rupee product on like my course on law of attraction. So now it's hard to sell through email. So I thought, okay, I have a lead database of email database. Let's do a webinar. So I thought, okay, if I'm doing a webinar, let me add an upsell to that also. And then I like scratched my head, and I was like, okay, what I'm ultimately doing is a webinar to sell 1,000 rupee product, and then an upsell after that. I mean, back to square one. What I ended up doing was the freedom business model. So then we are at the year 2020. January, I was doing all these crazy experiments that selling through email and do just whatever, and then, February, I thought I'll take this more seriously. So that's when the shift happened that, it just can't be about sales and making money. Let's actually transform people. So my whole time, the entire February, I took this training live, and I charged people 5,000 rupees for it. Okay. And then truly, a lot of not, if not miracles, then a lot of deep shifts happened among people. Like when they went through my law of attraction training, just the second module, I saw that people's beliefs, like they were just like me, doing a job worth 30, 40, 50,000 rupees, and they were making gold cards that said 5 lakh rupees. So their beliefs just went through the roof. And now currently there are people in my community who are in jobs, and they've already started with the setup challenge, and they're planning to become coaches, and having an email marketing agency or a Facebook ads. They're already in the grind now. So I realized that this is really going somewhere. So I thought, okay, freedom business model. That's the
amazing. I mean, from it's how the mind works, right? Like initially, you got into this whole services like email marketing, then came in, you picked a niche on marketing, and then it was working, but you were not fulfilled inside. Then you again went back to the agency, providing a service for others, like getting a good high paying job
right.
for others. You're doing it for others, and then you realize that your true power was in inspiring others to grow. And when that shift happened is where, boom, 9 lakhs in the last 30 days.
Exactly.
Amazing. And I think I've known you for a long time, and I always knew that you had that acumen for marketing, but it was just that energy which needed to shift, like, okay, from what can I get from the market to what can I give to the market. And when that happened, that's amazing. Awesome.
Right.
So tell me about that, that phase of you going through that personal development. Like I'm saying 2020, beginning Jan, Feb, March. Tell us about all those shifts. Like what were the practices that you were following on a daily basis?
Okay.
And what shifts did you experience?
Practices as in for my mind and personal
mindset
growth?
Mindset practices.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, personally, what I have been doing is, spirituality. So I follow Art of Living meditation systems.
Great.
So I do my morning sadhana, and it really gives me a lot of energy. And then I have my whole, dream building stuff, my dreams written down, and then personal development. I've been listening to The Strangest Secret in the World. And then I've got my dream wall, and I've been tracking my profits. I've been tracking my numbers, that how much money I'm making every week. And I think the biggest, when you talk about the flow of energy, what was stuck was I was doing these things before as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's, for me, it was the thing that was different was thinking about the customers, because I never really thought about the customers. Initially, I was in 2019. I just got my highs from like selling that. Okay, I made like 90,000 rupees in a day over phone, or I made so and so money in a webinar. But I never really thought about the customers. And this time I thought that in February, what I'll do is February is not going to be about making money, but it's all going to be about going in depth into my customers, taking a lot of feedback. So I think a lot of energy, a negative energy gets released when it's not about you, it's about them. So this is the kind of shift I never really had in 2018 or 2019. And I think when this gave me a lot of like confidence that, wow, this, and for the first time, Siddharth, when I'm in webinars, there's no, of course the average may go up and down, but generally there's no like feverishness that, my frames of reality are like, it's not about me, it's about them, So
there's no expectation of, the result is secondary. Yeah.
Exactly.
What comes out of it.
So other than the daily rituals, I think this is what it was.
Huge. This is amazing, guys. If you're watching this, just if you're able to relate with this, just type can relate with this in the comment box. If you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, which is that I want to take it to the next level. Next point over here. So were you a spiritual person? Or
I've always been a spiritual. I've been on and off. So one of the things that, and I've done a lot of meditation programs, and one of them which worked for me was like the name I already told.
The Art of Living. Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
So the seed of spirituality has always been there. And in my community, the message is that how can you use spirituality to grow your business and manifest more money? Because people think that if spirituality is this way, money is this way. And it's not. They pretty much go together.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. And did you have that perception before that, spirituality means giving everything, giving up everything? And I mean,
I did. Yeah.
tell us about how you were able to integrate this lesson.
So
Mm,
everywhere that I went, the whole world, I saw that people had bad beliefs about money. That, you know, there are a few friends of mine who are like
mm,
that, okay, if these gurus and if these babas and stuff, if they are so spiritual, then why do they charge money? So
mm,
the whole society has been spirituality and money, it can't go together. And I
mm,
really, I mean, because I was born in this society, I had this belief as well. But
mm,
eventually, as I started going deeper and deeper into my mind, I realized that, essentially success comes down to mind management.
mm,
And
mm,
success comes down to, like, when I saw people like you, like Sam Owens, and I realized that, like, these guys, they don't really work for themselves. It's like the number one priority is the customers. So I realized that the sense of seva,
yeah.
when the spiritual leaders, they talk about like do seva or seva karo, business is a form of seva. So the
Mm,
first thing I realized was mind management, and the second thing was, like, if you can add, if you can manage your mind using spirituality, if you
mm,
can turn your business into a form of seva, there's
mm.
nothing blocking the abundance now. I mean,
Yes, yes.
like, that's, if you do whatever divine power you believe in, if you're
Mm,
doing their work, it will come, it has to, by law.
mm. Exactly, exactly. Totally relate with you. And one of the books that really influenced me on this was Thou Shall Prosper by
Okay.
Rabbi Daniel Lapin. He's a Jewish priest, and
Okay.
he talks about in the olden days the Jews used to control a lot of wealth. In fact, they used to be money lenders.
Oh,
If you look
okay.
at it,
Hmm.
and because they used to operate in a way where business was a noble activity, business was
Hmm.
an act of spirituality, it was an act of service. And
Right.
that entire pattern, it's a beautiful book. I think you should read that if you have not, because it's
Absolutely.
perfectly in sync with us, because business
Hmm.
is being independent, stepping on your own and providing a service
Right.
to mankind with whatever product or service that you're doing. And that's I mean, that also created a huge shift in me in my business as I
Hmm.
was going through it.
Hmm.
Thou Shall Prosper is an amazing book. So I'm so glad that you're able to integrate these lessons, because even I come from a spiritual background, brought
Right.
up in spiritual culture, but there was some dissonance in that money matter. Like seva
Right.
means everything should be given for free, but I realized
Yeah.
that when people pay money, they value it even
Exactly.
more, and so that it becomes a value exchange. Yeah.
I think that it's the very, I think it's the dynamics of transformation, they work this way. If I have
Mm,
to get somebody to get transformed, I
mm,
have to take money out of his pocket. I mean,
mm,
that may have come across as wrong words, but like that person has to pay, or else he can't get transformed. I think,
mm,
because like mentally, people are more invested when they pay. So
mm.
I always, it became my philosophy that selling equals seva.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So tell us about your since you've been in this internet marketing space for a long time. You have seen
Hmm.
so many, marketers. You've seen so many influencers. You have seen so many gurus, come and go, and you understand marketing even from a communication standpoint and all of this stuff. Okay,
Right.
so tell me, what were you able to see different, based after coming into my system and things like
Hmm.
that? Can you forget about me? Okay, just let's look at the reality of the marketing industry, and what are
Hmm.
the elements you're able to pick up when it comes to this industry in general? Like, is there any visible
Right.
difference, like comparing
Oh,
guys like Vic, Sam, what I'm doing, and others like,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Night and day. So I realized that the whole, like the, it's all the overall scenario that's being dominated is get rich quick.
Mm,
And the first thing that I realized was, when I came across you, and since you also mentioned the name Vic and Sam,
mm,
uh, truly how a business should be run. And
mm,
I've been following a lot in what happens in the diamond level, and
mm,
I realized that's the core of it.
mm,
And the second thing that's there is nobody provides, so there's a whole fad around getting rich quick. But
mm,
when you get into their get rich quick program, there's no like step by step system. And there
mm,
are actually people I've admired for a really long time. I've
mm,
invested in their course, paying them like $700 or 500 something. But when I get into it, they are hiding what they like basically do, and they're telling like a rehashed story or a version. Like this one
mm,
guy, sometimes he says that I made the most money with email, and so people would get into his email marketing course. And then you would eventually find out that he would send an email regarding a webinar. So technically the most money was made in the webinar, so but people go think that I'll just write one email a day and I'll get rich quick. So that's the first, I think, a reality check is there. So you don't, you and the others, especially in India, you don't, like, you tell people, look, this is it, and if you are interested, let's work together. And the second thing is like a detailed step-by-step system, and that's the reason why, like, I mean, I won't say that I come from a non-technical background, because like, I don't have those thick patterns that, I can't handle tech. But one of the reasons why I've been reselling your courses is because it's a very direct system. It's a very, you just follow this, it's a click and through, and it's a very straight up system. You can't fail if you just like do the work. That's it. So these are the two things I found were different.
Yeah. And even for me, it was very visible, because just like you, I've also been looking at different people. I've invested, I would say, easily 15 to 20 lakhs on stuff like, impulsive buying out, go to a webinar, swipe $2,000. Like, I expect that thing and go in there, like, this person saying the same thing what he said in the webinar, but just maybe like a few minutes more,
Exactly.
it felt a little, like a buyer's remorse. Went through it a few times.
Right.
And then I realized that there is one breed of, of coaches, or you want to call them, the influencers, who are driven by fame. Where they attract people based on the flashiness on the external, like, the jet planes, the income snapshots, and
best-selling authors.
Yes. And traveling the world, and just showcasing that life of affluence.
Right.
Which is okay. It attracts a particular kind of tribe who really want to aspire to be that. But then I also observed that there's another category of people who are doing things in a silent way. They're not flashy about things, but they're creating a huge impact in their audience.
Exactly.
And I wanted to like follow this route. I mean, not that. So,
right.
Yeah.
No, I think even I personally love this, because I've gone in depth into the coaching and training industry, because my whole 2019, that was the niche. And I realized that everybody now wants to, like, people are paying to get, some recognition on a newspaper or media or something. And they believe that if they look popular, people will pay them money. And that's, I don't know, like, that I realized that it doesn't work that way, because I was running after that. Okay, I got to become a author. And that's when I realized that, you were about to write a book, and then you pulled it down for some reason.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I was driven by that element of going, I still want to do it, but it's not to just, not to create that persona of like fame. Because now already the community is growing for me.
Right.
I'm so fulfilled just, adding value on a daily basis, weekly basis to the group here. So yeah, book is usually used as a hook, to get more business and stuff. But yeah, for me, I wanted to develop into something more. So coming back to you, Vivek, what is your vision now? Where do you want to take now you have positioned yourself as a money manifestation, coach.
Yeah.
You've moved away from marketing, and you're still having the marketing elements, but you've understood, you've come into your, like core area, and you're bridging it into, whatever I'm doing as well. So tell us about what is your vision now? How do you want to take this forward?
So how I want to take this forward is my, the signature.
Yeah.
Okay. So how I want to take this forward is, currently it's the 4th revision of my signature program. So it has undergone 4 revisions, taking customer feedbacks, and I want to do multiple of these. And right now it has become into something that even if people just go through the module, they feel a lot of empowerment. And I want to now evolve this into a community, a system, a whole new dimension that, once people just touch this dimension, they'll be absolutely transformed. And I want to like inspire people with the practicality of the law of attraction, that it's not about like just thinking and like pasting pictures on the wall and just looking at them, but it's about you growing and evolving into a whole new identity, a whole new person. And when you become that deserving person, the universe runs after you and just gives you more and more abundance. So that's my vision. And obviously financially, I want to take it to this year itself, I want to take it to like $1 million per month. That's the vision.
Brilliant. You'll do it. And you're in that manifestation space. Amazing. So, just from your side, now that I've been in my community for a long time, what are the top three, glaringly visible things that you find different inside this community versus the other things that you've done in the past? It's like top three, what comes to your mind?
So I think the first thing is, like you said, it's the community, because there's no, for coaches and trainers, there's no support system. And so the first thing is, if they are a part of the community, they get a lot of, especially with the recent development and meetups and stuff, they're getting a lot of engagement and a support, because you also have those people who are moderators and facilitators and stuff.
Yes.
So I think the first thing is the community. Secondly, it's definitely a step-by-step system, like absolutely a step-by-step system, because now people don't have to use their brain. If somebody just has a basic intention that, okay, I want to become a coach, all they got to do is just walk the 10 steps, and then it is going to happen. And the third thing I think is that it's a built-in success system, which most people don't understand. One of the things that really, I'm sure it's motivating a lot of people, is that I got to be on the Hall of Fame. So you've added the system of recognition, and then it has become a self-fulfilling cycle. So, truly people's talents are being honored, and, it's being recognized. They're being given a good platform. So I think this is something that can change the world, truly.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing those top three things. So guys, if you want to check out what Vivek is up to, I've given a link in the description on my YouTube channel. Go and check it out, and go and see what he does. Attend his webinar, and go and manifest your money with Vivek. Yeah, I can truly vouch for what he's doing, and because he's following the system, he has the right DNA, the right values that has been inculcated and through his learnings over the years and being a part of this community. And if you want to learn, if you want to step into this game of digital coaching, there's a link below where you can actually learn about my formula. Jump into the bandwagon. I'll be more than happy to help you be a part of the community, and let's change the world together. And before we leave, Vivek, is there any words of wisdom that you want to share with somebody who is, they want to really make a breakthrough in their life? And if there's one thing that you can tell them that can make a difference, what would that be?
So I think, I can say the very first thing is that I don't care how much, problems and challenges you face in your life. It's how the mindset and the universe works is that if an FM has been dialed to 91.1, but then your desire is 93.5, that switch cannot take like 10-20 years. It's all a matter of 90 days of a mad hustle that can take your life to a whole new level. So I don't care what business you're in. I don't care if it is your dream to quit your job. And Siddharth, I'm sure you'll agree that, we don't care where the economy is going. Yeah. If you can plant it in your mind, it has to become a reality. And 90 days it's all it takes to get to the next level. So that's my message. 90 days.
90 days, you can change your life. That's the message.
Exactly.
Yeah? Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vivek. And if you're watching this on YouTube, just share your comments below if this inspired you. If you watch this on Facebook, please pour your comments in if you're inspired to get started on this journey, and really looking forward to serving you. Thank you, Vivek, for your time. And next interview when you hit 1 crore. Let's do it. Yeah. Awesome. Take
Absolutely.
care.
Okay. Yes. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.